Hey, what's going on, guys? Hello, testing. Looks like it's working. It's early in the morning. I'm doing some fishing. Here, a little stat reveal. Boom! 68 fishing now. High number, and I'm in the fishing guild. Because at 68 fishing, you can enter the fishing guild. And what I'm doing here is I'm equipping a maple longbow, some bronze arrows, and then I hit a duck. And if you can see, if I catch a lobster here, you'll see I'm fishing here. You don't see me fishing, but I'm fishing. I think. That's the problem with this method is you don't really know for sure unless you see it down here. Say that you caught a lobster recently. See, like I could just very well just be standing here. And it disappeared. Yeah, and then when I walk here, that duck can't touch me. I have to get this one. And then this duck might come and be hovering over this. No, the duck died. Okay. Well, the spot moved. Okay. Now I'll explain to you. See, now that you can't see the spot because the duck went over it. Sometimes the spot gets priority over the duck, but sometimes the duck gets priority over the spot, I think. And so you can't even tell if it's gone or if it's still there. So that's the problem with this method. Otherwise, you can get a man that's not in the water. He'll do a little more damage on you. This guy's pretty significant level though, so he's tanking it pretty well. Anyway, this is not what I'm going to keep doing because lobsters are not as fast as the Shiloh Village fishing spot, which is the trout and salmon spot here. I'll show you how many of those I've gotten. A crazy number of that. 4,500 trouts, 3,000 salmon. And they just come in like hotcakes. They just want to jump in your inventory, really. I also have my magic up now to 51, which is awesome. Now I can do the Ardor and Telly. And then to get to Shiloh Village to do the fishing spot, what I do is I do that Shiloh or that Ardoin teleport, and then I take the charter ships at the docks over there. But I forgot some money, so let me grab some money real quick, and then we'll be on our way. Any other changes? My herb lore is up to 43. 45, I think I can make attack potions, but right now, really the only potion worth making is prayer potion that I unlocked at 38 herb lore. And I've made about 105 of those. And right now I think those go for 4K each. I don't think many things are worth selling right now. I mean, you could mine rune essence and sell the rune essence for 200 GP each. I was watching a video of a guy when free to play was out. He was selling his rune essence for 32 GP each. What am I doing? Here, this is what I want to show you. To get to the Shiloh Village, I didn't know this. You can talk to Haggerty. And how much is he asking for this time? Only 10 GP? I don't know why it cost more last time. It cost like 500 GP last time. I swear it did. And now his name is Vigroy. Over here. Okay. 10 GP to get back with Vigroy. Now I talked to Haggerty. Basically his twin. I don't know why they look the same. 10 GP. Why did it cost me 500 GP the other day? I don't know. Maybe there's no way I'm making that up. I'm pretty sure it cost me 500 GP. Okay. So this is the bank. Unfortunately, there's no right click and use quickly. So you have to do this. Boom. Boom. There you go. You got it open. And here's what I'll show you. Because I think people don't want to do this method, but this is a good method. Is to go here and smith. I never wanted to do it because it costs 20 GP to use it, and you have to go through that small dialogue. But the amount of time that it saves is tremendous. If you go try to do Falador, the Falador furnace, and then you come here, you'll notice the conversation with Jonas is definitely worth it, worth going through. So yeah, here's the skilling mecca that is Shiloh Village. Can't see the world map now. But okay, so we did that. This is where you come to. I've made steel, iron with those ruby rings, rings of forging. I made a bunch of iron. There's some steel bars, and then I made cannonballs. And I think I made 1,300 total cannonballs and sold them and made like 300 something K. A lot of money, a lot of money. But what I come here for is the fishing training. And you can just supply yourself here with feathers. They're cheap when it's stocked all the way. And then it goes all the way up to 12 GP each. So I like to stop after I buy maybe 200. I get it down from 800 to 600 here. And like the value is up at 9 GP. Max is out at 12. So it was 2,000 feathers I've got. And then here you got the fishing spots. Another tip is to be on the low detail client. You can be on the high detail client and fish, sure. But if you go on the low detail client, then you don't see all the textures in the water that sort of make it difficult to see the fishing spots. So there's the tip. Low detail client gets rid of the texture on the water, and you can see the fishing spots. And the fishing spots disappear and move. There are some set locations that they can appear at right here, and then like right next to the dock on both sides. See, and right next to the dock. It could be right here. There could be one right there, one right here, and then there could be one right over here. Otherwise, right here, and then there's like 2 more spots along. Yeah, it's super fast, super quick. See them coming in, just like hotcakes. They want to be in my inventory. 68 fishing, and I don't know. I might go to 76. Might go to 80 doing this. Really, 80, and then start fishing lobsters, and then sharks. Just sharks as needed, really, if I want to go in the wilderness or something. If I want to go fight KBD. Also, in Shiloh Village, I'll show you the gems. There's a gem mine up in the northwest corner. So is this the skilling mecca? Why do I think that? Smithing, mining now, like I'm about to show you, and there's fishing. Is that it? It's really just those skills. So it's not really a mecca, but it is the best. Just about the best spot for fishing, I think. And then you get these jades, and I really think the jades and the opals are not, they don't do anything in 2004, I think. They might be required for a quest at some point. And the topaz. They don't make jewelry, I don't think, at this point. There you go. Now I got something. That's a whole ring of dueling I got right there. Which I think is 3K. You could sell a ring of dueling for 3K. Opal. And it takes, I think, 300 seconds for these to come back, so you could hop worlds. Another emerald, nice. You could hop worlds to another world and get started on that. And when you're in the middle of the next world, I guess this previous world will start restocking rocks. Sapphire. So it's just long enough to make hopping worlds worth it. Sorry, Goblin. But not that worth it. So gem mine is good if you want to make some rings of dueling, things that you need. I'm not going to be doing it and probably selling because 3K each, that's not a tremendous amount when you're not at the rate that you get them. It's not a tremendous amount. For money, probably, excuse me, nowadays, Rune Essence is probably the way to go. It's 200 GP each you could sell those for, and you could mine 1,000 of them pretty quickly. Bowstring as well, I think they were going for 270 each, around 300 each. That's a crazy price for bowstring. And so yeah, you can make a ton of money on that. And then the vials of water, if you go to Ardoin, you go to the general store there, and you could just go quickly to either one of those banks. It's like equidistant to both of those, the North Bank and the East Bank in Ardoin. You could go to that general store, buy vials, and fill it up in Falador or something after you bank them there in Ardoin. And you can make 200 GP per vial of water that way. I'm sorry, it's early in the morning, so not able to really structure my content, my sentences, and what I want to say here very well. I did want to go over quests and discuss why you would want to do some quests. Okay, I've done quests, like a minimal amount of quests, and I think that the quests that I did were tremendous. I got tremendous results for the effort, except Biohazard. Don't really need that, or Plague City. Well, Plague City and Biohazard, I think Biohazard might have been the one to unlock the Ardoin teleport, and you have to do Plague City before you do that. So I think that's why those two may be worth it, but that's the last of, that is the least significant of all the quests I've done. The Knight's Sword got me a lot of smithing experience. I'd rather do that than smith bronze stuff. So do the Knight's Sword for the smithing experience. It got me up to like 20-something smithing. Rune Mysteries quest, so that way I could get started with Rune Essence mining, and I could go get my rune crafting up, and I got it up to 30. So there you go. So those are the only 2 free quests that I did. Druidic Ritual got my herb lore unlocked and allowed me to start making potions. Dwarf Cannon allowed me to make cannonballs. That is also one of the more insignificant ones that I've gotten. So Dwarf Cannon, Biohazard, and Plague City. Ignore those. What you want to do is Druidic Ritual for the herb lore. The Grand Tree, so you could enter the Grand Tree, mine, and use trees, tree spirits, spirit trees, and Tree Gnome Village, so you could really fully use spirit trees. Waterfall Quest, so you can get up to 30 attack and 30 strength from 1. And it gives you a diamond for the Lost City quest if you want to buy a Dragon Longsword or DDS. Dragon Dagger. And that's it. That was all of them. That was all of them. Tree Gnome Village and Grand Tree. Those are the ones that those are the only ones that I really want to stress the importance of getting done. The other ones are pretty pivotal too in the progression of my account. But those transportation ones are the most important. And then getting my magic up so I could do all the free-to-play city teleports. That was important. Other than that, the charter ship is the transportation method. It's the charter ship, spirit trees, and your standard spellbook teleports that get you across the map in 2004. So if you know those, and if you know those charter ship locations, you can get across the map. And then to get to the Shiloh Village, talk to the Haggerty guy. I just feel really in control now, sort of like I do in old school RuneScape. In old school RuneScape, I'm an Iron Man, and I've got all my stats like 80 plus, and my house is decked out with teleports all over the map. I'm here to tell you that 2004scape feels better. It feels like a better game because 2004scape was actually calibrated for the size of the map, the transportation styles to take as long as they do. It feels right. Old school RuneScape, it seems like you can get anywhere in the world in 2 seconds or less. And I don't know, that feels like a children's game to me. This feels, I mean, this is a children's game too. This artwork is pretty silly. I don't know. I like the artwork. I like the artwork, and I like traveling through it. And I like it taking time. That's what the game's all about. Anyway, thank you for tuning in.